91-89 after John Tonje's game-time fadeaway fell short. Tonje will end his UW career with the second most points in school history. The good news, though, the Wisconsin women's hockey dynasty continues. They won their fourth national title in 6 years in thrilling fashion Sunday afternoon, knocking off the only team to beat them in regulation this year, the Ohio State Buckeyes, 4-3 in overtime. Kirsten Sims was the hero, scoring the game-tying goal on a penalty shot with 19 seconds remaining and punching in the game winner off a rebound in OT.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
I think Wisconsin is a women's sports school.
I love that.
Yeah, go
Can
and
we
win.
promote the hell out of that? We can even give you credit for, well, not credit for the women's sports, but credit for at least the slogan that way.
Here comes Eden. Looking, firing, save, make, rebound, scores! Sims wins the national championship in overtime.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are live in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
The whole team is in the Everlight Solar Studio. Primetime Lorshan behind the glass. And shout out to the Badger women's hockey team. What a finish. It was something that I think if you were watching that game, you'll never forget. If you followed along after the fact, you'll never forget. 19 seconds to go. Ohio State gets a penalty for covering a puck in its crease on the way into the net. Wisconsin gets the penalty shot. 19 seconds to go. Kirsten Sims ties the game to put the Badgers into overtime in the Frozen Four championship game. And then, on a rebound, she hits the game-winning shot. Wisconsin wins 4-3. I think that's 8 titles now for Mark Johnson and the women's hockey team. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Wisconsin is not a basketball school. It is not a football school. It is a women's athletic school. Between Badger women's hockey and Badger volleyball, Wisconsin is one of the premier schools when it comes to women's athletics. Hopefully, Badger basketball on the women's side of things can match what hockey and what the volleyball team has been doing. But congratulations to the women's hockey team. Just remarkable. And, Matt, I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Seemed like a movie moment. And Mark Johnson, obviously, famous from the Miracle team. And obviously, that team was featured in the movie Miracle. But the moment where Mark Johnson asked the team, basically, who wants the shot, and Sims raises her hands, like that. If in a movie, I might be like, all right, a little corny. But in real life, oh my God. Like in a movie, like, nobody does this. Like, who asked that question? Like, what coach is like, I love the thought process behind it of whoever's raising their hand. They want to go in the ring. They want to be the gladiator. They want to go out and slay the dragon. And that, to me, is 9/10 of the battle. All those women are skilled. All those women are capable. And the one that raises their hand is the one that's ready for that shot. But that gave me chills seeing Mark ask that question. But obviously, you've had your gold medal moment, literally. And to have that moment for her, but her to raise her hand was just one of the coolest things I've seen sports in the last maybe 5 years to a decade. Just remarkable.
Sure. I mean, first of all, you're absolutely right. To raise your hand there and to say that I am up to this challenge, I'm as big as this moment is and bigger, and then to go out there and absolutely deke the goalie out of their skates, unbelievable. But what really was like the cherry on top for me is the fact that in overtime, she gets a rebound in front of the net and gets to put away the game winner after tying it. going into the end of the game. So, like, just to be at that big in that big a moment is remarkable. And having the opportunity to even do it is great. If you miss, that's a bummer. But to go out there and be ice cold like that as well, it's story worthy.
Yeah, it was outstanding to watch. Super proud to be. I'm not a Badger, but to be a Badger fan was super fun to be able to enjoy that. Badger basketball, again. I'm gonna say it, and don't people go. They let us down in March again, but it was a season that I think is worth digging into. And that's where we can start the show, 844-770-3776. So Carl was talking text line. List is more. And I want to talk about Greg Gard's legacy. And I'll say this right now. This is not a fire guard situation. And I'll give a shout-out to Jim
Judgmental Jim.
I'm not judging. I'll give a shout-out to Jim Polzine from the State Journal, who wrote an article that said, like, look, you can't sit here and say guard's an A+ and ignore the March. And nor can you sit here and say guard's not good at his job. And only focus on March. It is a nuanced conversation, and I want to get the fans' feel for him. I have a grade for him, and I want to ask this question, and we get it out on the side and limit question in a second here. But before we get to our poll question, I just want to – Badgers losing to BYU, I wasn't shocked. Tanjay showed up. Blackwell showed up. Nobody else did. That was my red flag for this team, was that I didn't know if you could count on anyone else. There was the hope that maybe Winter would show up or Kroll would show up or Klesmit or McGee, but they were not consistent third option that would show up. And BYU looked like the better team, and this is not a shot against Guard, a better coach team, better, more talented team, and BYU just looked better. Wisconsin still had a chance in the end because of the singular amazing performance from Tanjay, but it was a team that was still too reliant on one guy, and what I predicted going in is I thought the Sweet 16 would be amazing because that was kind of the ceiling for this team. They fell, 2 points short of their ceiling?
Mm-hmm. Did you say it was a ceiling?
I didn't think they could hire the Sweet 16.
Well, no, I thought you said the ceiling. That's what you, that was the expectation, wasn't it?
I was giving them an A+ if they got that.
Okay. Like full pass for the season.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Disappointing, yes. Felt but at the beginning of the season, if you'd have told me they're making the tournament, I'm like, might be a bit of a stretch because I did not have
dead last. They were picked to be losers.
I had no confidence in this team going into it. So the fact that they were as good as they were, I'm pretty impressed with. I'm hoping now, Jim. You can correct me if I'm wrong because this is a big vibes guy take. Big vibes guy take. I'm a nut. Is this the path for the Badgers going forward? We haven't always dealt with this in the portal, and obviously it's new. We lost everybody at the end of last year and had to really be portal dependent. Is that the way forward for the Badgers to remain relevant in basketball, is just be that portal dependent team? Because we're going to lose guys to bigger and better basketball programs. It's going to happen. We're not good enough. If people don't think the Badgers, and by people I mean players, don't think that they can win a title there or get noticed by NBA scouts, they're going to move on to a team
or
where
make a ton of money.
Or make a ton of money in NIL. I'm just wondering, we were forced to dive in the portal. We did. We had success. Is that where the Badgers are going to lie? And then become a 3-point shooting team?
They are starting to look like, and we had this conversation pre-show.
Yeah.
In all meanings of the word, the Badger basketball team, when we get to football at some point, they're like a mid-major. Dak Prescott is mid, but they play like a mid-major. And they might have to recruit and have the budget for basketball like a mid-major. So that's why I'm not coming on here guard show. It's not the show today. You have to weave into the conversation that we're pushing 8 years or over 8 years now since they made a Sweet 16. So it is a collective. It hasn't happened. And that's why getting there is so important because you just kind of take the monkey off your back for that situation. But to your question, yeah, they're going to have to So, like, this year, this might be the last we see a senior class like this. Stephen Kroll was around for a while. Then you had McGee. Kamari McGee was around for a while. Max Klesman and McGee were both transfers, but they didn't feel like it because they were around for so long. Then you had Ilver. He didn't really do much, but he was around for a while. Am I missing anyone on the senior? Oh, Carter Gilmore.
I was going to say, come on.
Yeah, he doesn't really track for me, but yes, Carter Gilmore.
Tanjay was a senior as well, like Molly said,
right,
1 year.
But I'm saying, like, this group of, like, Carter Gilmore was in the other one of players who were here for a while. And so that we'll probably not see again. Like, there are some young players on this team. You had Janicki. You have Daniel Freitag, who didn't play, who weirdly didn't play because coming in, he's one of the more highly regarded players out of high school that Wisconsin's had. So hopefully he stays and is not upset he didn't play. Then you have kid Jack Robinson, a big from Minnesota, who's going to be on the Nolan Winter path of, all right, next year he'll get 10 minutes. And, you know, like, they're going to need people to jump in. They need, to your question, yes, they're going to need more bodies out of the transfer portal. Xavier Amos and Cam Hunter were both juniors. Hunter, I don't think, played this year.
But do we think all the guys that we had are safe from not getting poached to another program?
No, absolutely not. I mean, Blackwell can say until he is shooting up and tying his shoes before the first tip.
Because that's exactly what Chucky Hepburn did.
And I don't blame them.
Right.
No blame. But no, I don't count on anyone showing.
So just a question. Do you guys, and we might have to workshop this question that I'm going to pose to you, but is the Badgers basketball team making it to the round of 32 almost the equivalent to the Badgers football team just making a bowl game?
Yeah.
Great. You're making a pinstripe bowl. Great. You're making a crummy bowl game. Okay, you're continuing the streak, but nobody actually cares because it doesn't mean anything.
So basically, to your point, they got
but like that is that's what it feels like to me as a fan.
I've had this conversation before when we try to equate it to bowls, and I do like it. It'd be the equivalent of, like, yeah, you went to the Pinstripe Bowl because you won your first game. If you had won this other one, you go to, like, the Outback Bowl. You know, it's not quite
just a tier above
Capital One Bowl. Like, it's not quite the
right.
When you get to the Sweet 16, I'm sorry. And I was with this with Bo Ryan. You get to the Sweet 16, like, that's like getting to
you're one of the top 16 teams in the country.
Bowl. You're a New Year's Day type bowl game. And so I will always maintain that, and I'll always hold that as the standard that I will never question a coach if they can get there. You don't have to get there all the time, but you got to get there more than once every 8 years. And, you know, this is where the guard conversation pops in. So I do like that. So I want to pop out a side unlimited poll question. 844-770-3776. Less is more. I want you to grade guard. I want you to grade his tenure. Not just this year, because this year isn't the whole thing. Because this year this year raised the GPA, but I want to know what you think about grade guard's tenure at Wisconsin. Now, I'm not going below a C because that's ridiculous. I would hear the argument not to go below a B, but I'm not going below a C.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So give us a grade, and so we'll pull us to that ESPN Madison, A, B, or C. We all agree, right? We're not going below a C.
Yeah,
I'm good with
Aren't
that.
you curious to see if any fans would though?
I don't want
the
our
fans that are
name
going to
attached
go
to it,
below
though.
C are the write-in kind of
Yeah,
fans.
they can write in.
They're the writing kind of fans, but
we'll see
we'd be
'em.
curious to see what percentage they are.
They can
I don't
text
want
us.
our name attached to that, though. Like, I don't want us to be accused of clickbaiting on it because I don't want to.
Judgmental Jim.
Because to me, like, below a C, you've lost your mind.
Agreed.
Because to me, a C says he's been average, and you can't make a case to me that he's been below average, and I think he's been above average. But so below C, you're delusional. 'Cause I don't know who's
You're
coming
just
in here.
mean.
Yeah, and mean.
You're just trying to be mean. You're
You're
just
just
trying to
upset over the
hurt
loss.
people. Yeah,
Your fault.
it's not your
You're
fault.
reeling.
We have
Ryan, you ultimately have final control. If you're gonna be that guy, you can be that guy.
No, I'm curious. Are we looking for the true temperament of the fan base? Or are we just trying to pick what the Jim
Ryan just
Matt
wants to
grading
have an
scale is?
option to
I
be able to
think-
vote on for
I-
himself.
Yeah. This is Ryan's vote.
Because
He's like,
I'm the one who's over here talking about this is the end of Badgers basketball, like the mid-major crew in there. Yeah, that's me too.
don't
It's
right?
not
even.
the end. It's just the new
Yeah,
beginning.
we're just the new mid-major.
Clearly, like we made a bowl game, barely hanging on. Nobody opts out if you're making the round of 32.
Don't be that mad because we're McNeese now.
Give it time. Did you just
McNeese has more aura than we do.
They do. They do. They have more NIL money, at least.
I was going to say
I
that
guarantee
manager probably makes
their
more than
equipment
anybody on the
manager
Badger team.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sitting next to Spike Lee.
Stin, the Badger equipment alum, chimes in. Sweet 16 equals college football playoff. I think I go Elite 8 for college football playoff.
Expanded playoffs
I
this
know,
season.
but like that's the feel part of it. Sweet 16 means, like, to me, it means you made a New Year's Day bowl. Which I guess puts you in the college football playoff.
Arizona State made the college football playoff this year, correct?
They did. They won the Big 12.
Yep, and then they played against Texas, right?
Yes, and
that
they
to
had a
me is like the
furious
Sweet
comeback.
16. Yeah.
All right,
fair.
it's newer, but okay, fine.
It's not a perfect. There's no going to be
No.
perfect comparison.
No, that's fine.
Not until the
Here's the thing.
Not until they go to
football goes
16.
It ain't gonna
16.
happen. Like we're arguing
They're
about.
gonna go 64. They're gonna have their
We're
own
arguing
bracket.
about unicorns at this point. Like, who cares? We're not there. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Daniel Landscaper chimes in. He says, we won't win a title in our lifetime in football or basketball. The closest we'll ever get was the team we had in 14 and 15. By far the best team we have had and the most fun to watch. Won't see that again in the Badgers' history.
Wow.
But then he continues to rate him a B+.
I mean,
Rate Greg Gard a B+.
Well, it's the restrictions.
I like that. He's like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, but I'm gonna grade him objectively.
All right. We also had TJ from the road chime in, grade of B+. Jim, you called it. They ran out of gas, and they played, and the altitude didn't help. Yeah, the altitude didn't help. 6 games in 10 days didn't help, but
Help Tanjay.
But that's the hand that you're dealt. Like I'm
was a
kind of
thinner
tired of
air.
hearing
you
that.
dealt your own damn hand.
Yes, but exactly. So it's like I get it that people keep saying, "Oh, they were tired. Oh, they were in a higher elevation." Okay, but like deal with it.
Yes.
Move on.
Because Jim's right. If they beat Penn State, they might be in another region.
Yeah, you could, but beat Penn State at home on senior day. Penn State so bad they didn't make the Big Ten tournament. Win that game, you get a bye in the Big Ten tournament, so you're less tired.
Double bye.
Yeah, the double bye. You're
bye.
right. The double bye in the Big Ten tournament. You're less tired. And in a perfect world, you win. You beat UCLA. You lose to Michigan State. You get the Milwaukee draw because you ended the season a little bit stronger, and now you're healthier, and you get a better matchup, and you play at home, and everything seems hunky-dory. That's all part of the tournament. Again, that's all part of what you take into it for guard, but, like, they got a bad draw, but it didn't just happen to them.
Right.
You know, if you had beaten Penn State, you wouldn't have had
My
that
mom
draw.
says, you made your bed, now you got away in it.
Yes.
That's what they did.
Rick from DeForest chimes in. Greg Gard is a C, closer to a D, to be honest. That's Rick from our good friend in North and South.
Savage, Rick.
The Badger Equipment alum chimes in A-. So I'm excited to
all
continue
over
to
the
get the
board,
grades.
yeah.
844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line. List is more. That's our siding limited poll question. Chime in. Give Greg Gard a grade for his entire tenure as the Badgers basketball coach. We'll continue that conversation on the other side today. I was at Carbon World Health, got a nice workout in on a Monday. The nice thing there is they walk you through different, like, how you feeling today, they ask. And so I did a couple extra shoulder stretches because, I don't know, I hurt my shoulder and it's just never going to recover because I'm 44 at this point. It's just what I have to live with. But they're able to kind of modify some of the workouts to make sure they work. And then obviously you can do cryotherapy or red light therapy after the workout to kind of continue to make sure that you're working towards your best self. You ask them about semaglutide, which obviously I took, and it is one of those game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatments. And find out if it's right for you. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez. Also, hormone optimization is available at Carbon World Health. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Being a Pella consultant means helping people build their dreams.
Customers really appreciate just how prepared we are. All the samples, the videos, pictures.
We are with you from start to finish. You literally have a friend from beginning to end and beyond with your project.
Our Pella team simplifies the process, taking time to listen and find the right solution for you. And right now, get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2025.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Curly's Pub and Grill, Riley Tavern, The Bristled Boar, and Main Street Lanes.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Matt Buckman from Cambridge High School. You're a Blue Jay.
Yep.
What's it like to be a Blue Jay?
Oh, it's great. The support from everyone here in the school, it's a great place to be.
Play football and also golf. You had a conference championship in football.
Yep.
Going for a conference championship in basketball.
Yep.
So going for the trifecta this year, right?
Yep.
All three. How does football impact basketball, golf, and how do they kind of relate for you?
Our football coach, Coach Nellis, he always preaches to all of us about how important it is to be three-sport athletes. And he likes to take guys who played in the Super Bowl and say, well, like 80% of those guys played three sports in high school. And so I think there is like some truth to that.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've helped tens of thousands of families after a serious accident. Our priority has always been our clients. We're here for you whenever you may need us. One call, that's all.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Watching them grow together from the time we got together in June to now may have been the most fun, enjoyable year in my career. We weren't even supposed to be in this tournament, and this group just bought in and committed to each other, and we're so much fun to be around every single day and so much fun to coach.
You know what's fun, Greg Gard? Winning. Winning's fun. No, I'm kidding. Like, Greg Gard.
Judgmental Jim.
Savage. Post game talking about it was a fun group to be around. I'm saying that like 20% true because it's not exactly what I want to hear from the coach after the game, that you fell short of expectations because you were a 3 seed and you lost to BYU, to be like, you know what though? Good vibes. It's a good time.
Yeah. Well, what if the reporter asked him how he felt about the team this season? Like, what about the players? About the players?
But like to say this is your favorite team you've ever been around, like
maybe it was. That says a lot, especially in this era where they're a mid-major now, according to the people in the
you
studio
can eat
there.
that stuff. I said it was only 20% truthful, but I just
Take that for
I don't mind him
curious.
saying it. I don't love it post game.
Do we need to dissect Ryan's hate for this? Is there a reason that you're like so offended that I say the Badgers are like the new mid-majors? And Wisconsin?
Well, the mid-major connotation, the idea of like them making the round of 32 is just like making a bowl game. Like I think
that's very fair.
I think it's more than just making a bowl game. Nobody's opting out. No players are choosing to forego.
Did you just show me like a Michigan player leaving in the Sweet
because
16?
he doesn't play. That guy isn't on the team.
Still,
basically.
he has the chance to win a national championship.
Does he or do the players? I'm talking about guys who are literally opting out.
Does he?
Because he's not a real player. He doesn't play on the team. He doesn't actually see the court.
It'd be like Cooper Flagg opting out because he's worried about being injured before going.
Or what I'm saying is like,
but Duke kind of said like, hey, if Cooper Flagg's injury is bad, he's not going to play.
The difference is Colorado State, who just barely almost upset Maryland last night, if their best player chose to opt out rather than play against Maryland. That's what it would be to just make a random bowl game. That's the same level. Whereas I'm saying, like, making the round of 32, no, it's not like making a New Year's Six. It's not like making the playoff. But it still means a ton for a college basketball program.
So if you feel that way, are you
Especially the
satisfied?
mid-majors.
If you feel that way about the round of 32, are you satisfied as a fan of them getting to that round?
Them getting to the Sweet 16 would have satisfied me as a fan. But also, I think the idea that, Matt, they're just a mid-major, you're acting like this isn't what any program would want to do. This isn't how most college basketball programs are. I'm sorry, is Villanova a mid-major?
No. But Villanova hit heights Wisconsin never hit.
True, they did
Not
at
that
one
long
point,
ago.
but are they now a mid-major?
I mean, they might. Here's the thing, Ryan. NIL is so new.
Yeah, we don't know.
There's going to be a shift in what in this playful wordplay. Mid-major is going to
Importantness.
shift. Yeah, we're in the middle of a shift of what's going on in college basketball and the scheme. You're going to see these teams that are always good continue to be good and get better, and you're going to see the teams that are right around the middle of their conference, teams but not great.
Can we
They're
ever
gonna be struggling?
Can we ever expect Wisconsin to be one of those teams that's always good but getting better continuously?
I think you could probably I wouldn't hold out hope that it could never happen, but I think it's less likely than it ever has been.
Right. Matt Hamilton,
To
Jim
win.
Rutledge, Molly Brown with you in the Everlight Solar Studio. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Lorisheim behind the glass.
Thank goodness, too, because he was about to come over that desk after me.
Because to your point on mid-major, there's a part that Wisconsin's success is benefited, or they benefit from the incompetence of Minnesota. Maybe they hired a new head coach from Colorado State. Maybe they're in better position. Iowa just hired a new coach. Maybe they come up because they're now less incompetent. Indiana's a sleeping giant. If someone can get it right, so the incompetence of other programs around them could also help Wisconsin in other years. They could be completely mid. So the play on words, mid-major, I actually don't hate. But that's not a Wisconsin problem. That is you would put a lot of these programs. Iowa and Minnesota has to climb up to it, but there could be a lot of programs. And football, too. They could just be living in this mid-world, mid-major. But 844-770-3776. The Carbos Talking text line list is more. Let's get out to Jeff and Madison.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, grade-wise for guard, I know that the fire guard group is going to want to come back out because we didn't go as deep as we should have as a 3, but the guy wins 2 out of every 3 games. I expect a lot of my Wisconsin Badgers. I expect what the women's hockey team did yesterday, which is never let us down, doesn't matter. You always feel like you're going to win those games. I want that for football. I want that for basketball. That said, not just because of the transfer portal and NIL, because of super conferences, man, it's hard to win. Come on, man. I mean, BYU, that team could have beat anybody in this tournament the way they played that first half. It is hard to make the tournament. Ask Minnesota, ask Iowa, ask Indiana, ask Penn State, ask Villanova. The fact that we get there and have gotten there all but 2 years the last 25 years and played bowl games the last 25 years. I'm not, be careful what you wish for. Fran's available. Go get Fran. I mean, come on. Give the guy love. And he has proven in this new environment something we never saw coming, that he can go out there and make it a year-by-year team. He can go get top transfers. He's done it. He's 2 for 2. He'll do it again. I mean, we gotta take a deep breath.
Yeah, and Jeff and Madison, we're with you on that. When we call them mid, we're not calling for the fire and a great guard. I just think this is just where Badger basketball is. I think Badger fans should be counting their lucky stars they have a guy like great guard, because you could be in a lot worse. Is there a world? I don't even know. We talked about this. If Nate Oates is like, I'm going to take a pay cut and want a lesser payroll for my roster, and I'm going to come back to Wisconsin because I want to be closer to Whitewater or Watertown or wherever it is I'm from, then okay, fine. Great. If that Pollyanna world pops up, great. But otherwise, Nate, then that guy is probably going. here's the other part of it. If Greg Gard was better, he might get poached. So, like, we might just be in this perfect mid-level of, like, and the difference with Prime that I have with bowl games is that I think making a bowl game is still important. And so I think making the round of 32 is still important. So I'm not poo-pooing it. I think they are equals, but I think they are equal in the idea it matters for both. You get extra practices for bowl games. Both, like a bowl game is an exhibition. This is not an exhibition, but it's a tournament weirdly at the end. Like you have a whole season, and then they're like, instead of trying to figure out the best team, we're just going to put all these teams together. Because they're trying to figure out the best team, you do what the NBA or other teams do. You like play 7-game series and you eliminate. I like this format, but like it is a little bit wonky, and I'll give you that too. Are you chiming in? You're going to go to the talk text line?
Oh, I was just going to go. Yeah, I was going to.
Go ahead.
Okay. Stin, the Badger equipment alum, says his teams consistently overachieve in the regular season, get our hopes up. Only knock is the inability to get to the Sweet 16. Guard has handled NIL better than we could have hoped. Since NIL started 2 years ago, basketball has overachieved while football has underachieved. I'm with Prime. We are not a mid-major.
I don't think mid-major is mad. I don't think it's as
I don't
negative.
think it's not that bad of a knock. Like Dak Prescott's still one of the top paid quarterbacks in the league, making $60 million a year. Like
you're calling Wisconsin George Mason is what you're calling them. Not even Dak Prescott.
George Mason is not a mid-major.
Also, didn't they get beat by George Mason last year? So
that was George Washington.
Oh, excusez-moi.
I don't know.
Very different.
I don't know. I'll be honest.
I can't remember.
They all sound the same. Oh.
There are
George
no
Mason,
mid-majors.
Robert Morris.
There are no mid-majors in the Sweet 16, as I'm looking.
It was James Madison.
James Madison.
James
the other president. Sorry.
Basketball guy.
Calling Creighton a mid-major? Like, that's a mid-major.
Yeah.
They're in the Big East. That's
But
not a
that's
mid-major.
That's a mid-major to me.
College basketball, the Big East is on par with the Big Ten.
No, I would call them a mid-major. Colorado State is a low. Like, that to me is like.
They're a mid-major.
No. I think.
Do we need to figure out what the definition of mid-major is?
Well, we're all defining mid-majors the same. Because for me, like a Creighton or even a Gonzaga is a mid-major.
I think of
they're
them
a
as
successful mid-major. Xavier's a mid-major. Like for me, I look at
like one click below.
But like they're not in that they're not in those conferences that we're talking about. I mean, so like I look at VCU, BYU, like those are mid-majors to me.
For sure.
Akron and Colorado State and Liberty, those are just kind of whatevers. I mean, Liberty is like you just bought a school and just started teaching. Like I mean, it's like been around for like 10 years. Yeah. So like it's evangelical like put on by like a guy who was on TV. Like that's what it's made for.
Is High Point a high major?
Yeah, I don't know. So when I say mid-major, I'm saying Wisconsin is the
that was
Xavier.
a low point in your joking career. Your career as a comedian.
Like I wouldn't call McNeese a mid-major. So when I say mid-major, I'm talking about like the Xaviers of the world, the BYUs of the world, VCUs. Like that's what I consider mid-major. Not some random one-off team that and their team jumps immediately. Like your coach, like if you have a coach at some of those schools, they will hang for a while. Colorado State, you're there to get out as fast as possible. New Mexico, you're there to get out. I guarantee.
FAU.
Yeah, FAU.
Yeah. I mean,
no, they're not a mid-major.
No knock.
No, they're not a mid-major. Yeah, your coach there to get up.
bounced.
Patino's son is going to get out of New Mexico as fast as possible, I'm sure. So, I mean, for me, that's not where Wisconsin is. So for mid-majors, Wisconsin is a job that you'd be happy to have for a long time. And Greg Gard, I think, is, and I think Badger fans should be happy to have him.
And to me, my idea of it is like you're going to poach from teams that are lesser than you, but there's plenty of teams better that are going to poach from you. Like you are not going to get the cream of the crop for more than a year because they will be taken by a bigger and better powerhouse school. I'm not saying that the Badgers can't be good. We've got to worry. We're in the middle of the food chain. We need to worry about predators as well as be a predator.
Yes, exactly. And I'm with you on that. I don't say mid-major. Again, I think Xavier and those schools are a nice school.
That's kind of where they're at.
Yeah, 8-4-4-7. Creighton, their coach was coached. Doug McDermott's dad coached the team. I think it was Greg McDermott. And now Doug McDermott's coaching the team. So, like, it's a family lineage. Like, it's a lifetime job there. So, 844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line. List is more. Let's go out to Josh and Kenosha.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon, guys. So, with regards to the mid-major topic, this is an absolute result of NIL. It's going to ruin college athletics. It's going to take a lot of illustrious programs like Wisconsin and turn them into bottom feeders because they don't have the money to compete. Mm-hmm. And if you advocate for college student athletes getting paid, you're part of the problem. I don't think athletes should be getting paid in college. You get a free ride anyway. Go make your money after school. You're there for college. You're taking away scholarships from actual academics. And if you're in the Midwest or the Northwest, you're not going to get the money to compete with, like, the big Ohio States, the Alabamas, Floridas, stuff like that. So that's the bigger problem. With Greg Gard, I think he's done a good job. You could be Luke Fickell instead, as far as coaches go.
Okay.
I mean, so he's done a good job, and people have pointed out he's won 2 out of 3 games. He's done a good job. And then a final thought from Molly is, why does everyone hate Nickelback?
I don't know. I'm not the one that hates Nickelback. Ask Jim that question.
I don't hate him. I just explained it, that rock music does not lend itself to formulaic people. I'm indifferent on Nickelback. To me, it's like
judgmental.
It's like country music now. It's all like pop. It's like pop rock, and I think people who like rock don't like pop rock, and Nickelback is the poster child for pop rock. I think that's the easiest way to get after it. I don't think the music's bad. I think people just don't like that they exist.
Is it weird that I was nervous what Josh was going to ask me? I didn't think
Absolutely.
it was going to be
Josh,
on
thanks for the call.
I did not either.
I was a little nervous.
844-770-3776. Carlos talking text line list is more. And we'll get the Jay Williams audio soon, but what he's on is correct. This idea that the NIL, one, I totally disagree. Players should be able to make money. Now, we should be very
how
clear.
much money those everyone's getting, just like hand over fist for their likeness.
Yeah, the issue is that there is no system in place for this. So
Right.
I
It needs to be regulated.
I don't love the schools paying the players, but this is the NCAA problem. Again, if you're mad at this, blame the NCAA, not the players. This all could have been nipped in the bud if they had just said a long time ago, you're right. You can go make some money off your name and likeness. So if you want to run a camp and you want to make some money off of it, or if a restaurant wants to give you free food to promote, great, fine and dandy. We never would have gotten to this point.
Dealership wants to give you a vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
That would have been fine. The NCAA was
Reggie
greedy.
Bush would have his Heisman.
Yeah, exactly. The NCAA was greedy.
Yeah,
They
Reggie
wanted-
Bush, he might not have a Heisman either way.
The NCAA, but OJ has his. All right, the NCAA.
Got him.
Again, just another example of the NCAA is insane. But the NCAA is greedy, and they wanted all their money. And they didn't want players to have any access to it, including NIL, because then they couldn't control all that. And this is where we're at. Again, I've said this a million times. If you're in front of the Supreme Court, you're cooked. And that's what happened. The NCAA got in front of the Supreme Court, and they said, yeah, this is all a fugazi. The whole thing is blown up. Figure it out now. And that's what happened. That's not the players' fault. That's the NCAA for being greedy. Matt, you're greedy when it comes to Metcalf's Market.
Absolutely, I am, because they got some great deals if you're a Metcalf's member. Free to sign up. Metcalf's members enjoy coupons and deals for all sorts of everyday items. Go out, check out that their cheese selection is fantastic. They've got all sorts of cheeses from all over the world, especially my favorites here in Wisconsin. They've got the Piedmontese beef over in the butcher area. So go check out Metcalf's Market. Get them Metcalf's rewards and bring local home.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
But
I've never seen the movie either.
I've only
just don't
seen
see it.
Really?
Yeah, I had no interest in the movie.
Oh my gosh, the movie is terrible. Terribly awesome. Did you
The
just
movie?
touch my butt, Dewey? I know your tricks, Dewey.
What?
I quote that all the time.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking Zoa Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. Zoa is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZoaEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some Zoa for yourself. Zoa Energy for balance and drive.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
We are adults on this program.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to take for people to realize that.
Don't listen to the end of Monday's program.
Don't do that. Don't listen to the end of most of our programs. If you don't listen to the show, you can go ahead and say we are the most mature show on ESPN Wisconsin.
Mr. Irrelevant, live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
Join the Madison Area Sports Commission live and in person for a Good Morning Sports event featuring Love Madison Volleyball. On March 31st, meet an all-star lineup of Love Madison athletes and hear about the first season of pro volleyball in Madison. Registration donations benefit the MASC Youth Grant to get kids into sports. Register online at visitmadison.com/GMS. This event is sponsored by American Family Insurance and Oak Bank, supported by ESPN Madison, and produced by the Madison Area Sports Commission.
Hi, this is Brian Posick, and I can't wait for Mark Osiki's Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament coming up Saturday, May 17th on the Madison Chain of Lakes. It's a great time, great people, all for a great cause. There's lunch, dinner, raffles, and auctions, all to support the American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center. Plus a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat from Don's Marine. Join us on the water May 17th. Donate or partner with us. Learn more and register at castingforkids.org. That's casting4kids.org.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Are the Badgers the Nickelback of rock and roll? Is that where we're at?
Of men's basketball? Or the Nickelback of men's basketball?
Well, if that's the case, then they're kind of good.
Well, they're empty calories.
Then I'm happy with them.
We're kind of good.
I enjoy them.
Make it to March Madness.
They're not great, but they're good.
Play in the first weekend.
Nostalgic,
yeah.
Like Pickleback are the best days of Badger basketball behind them.
Oh, 2014, 2015 was good seasons.
I mean,
Good
based
season
on
for
the
Nickelback,
logic,
I guess, too.
Based
I
on
don't
the
know. I
logic
remember
we've been just putting down, yes, our best times are behind us as Badger basketball.
That's different. We could ask that question. But he's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. People getting hung up in the definition of mid-major. I guess, one, we were doing a play on word. They are mid in a major.
Yeah.
But then also there's the mid-major. And I'm sorry, you cannot argue that the Badgers are not mid in a major. But when I think of a mid-major, I don't want to get caught. Colorado State is a stepping school. So that's how I define it. They, FAU, all these schools, they are schools you are going to get somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Mid-majors, and apparently Greg McDermott's still coaching there. Greg McDermott at Creighton. But a lot of these guys, they coach at these mid-majors, or what I call mid-majors, for a long time. And then they take a step up to a true major conference for me, in my opinion. We get caught up in the true definition of it, but I'm sorry, Wisconsin is lucky to have Greg Gard. I agree with that. But Greg Gard feels like a coach that would be at a lot of these, like McDermott. Hey, like we're just going to be lucky to have him for a long time. We'll have some runs. We're not going to win a national title. Probably won't go to a Final Four. We'll have some fun Cinderella-type teams. But I think Wisconsin at this point is going to feel like a Cinderella if they ever get to the Elite Eight.
Wow.
They're the new Cinderella. Like, because of the NIL.
Like, if they'd have made the Elite Eight as a 3 seed, you'd have been like, look, this Cinderella run.
They would have knocked off Alabama and BYU with payrolls twice as big as they're probably.
Yeah.
I feel like as this goes along, and that's to me is the aura. They have a mid-major, as they are mid in a major, and a mid-major aura to them. And it's not their fault. They don't have the money to compete with some of these other schools. BYU is outspending them by an ungodly amount of money. Like,
and we've
basketball,
clearly put our eggs in the football basket.
True.
Right? Like,
and I think some of these schools that will not do as much in football.
basketball's fighting for scraps.
But even football, they're still not even competitive with the top teams in the country there either.
No,
so.
but that's where they're going to try. I mean, let's be real. That's where you know it. You can feel it, too. That's where, like, if they're going to pick one to try and get to the Sweet 16 or the college football playoff, they're choosing college football playoff.
I understand, but they're still not anywhere near the Bamas, the Ohio States,
Totally
any of those
agree.
schools.
I'm just saying that's another reason why Badger basketball is going to be fighting for money. Is not only are they fighting with all these other teams who they have to compete with, they've got to fight within
themselves.
Football program to get money.
Side note: Oklahoma, the women's team, their center, her last name is Beers. And I'll tell you what, she's tough. Every time I turn around, she's getting elbowed in the face and like a broken nose and a black eye, and she gets back up and gets back in there. But
Beers, that's an awesome last name.
Transfer portal. Get her to Wisconsin when we get a coach. We need Beers on the Badger women's basketball team.
She needs an NIL deal.
Absolutely. 844-770-3776. Carbon's Talking text line. List is more. Our signing limited poll question: give Greg Gard a grade for his tenure as Wisconsin coach. And for the record, if you are tuning in, none of us are in the Fire Guard camp. I am solidly, he is a B. And right now, 70% of the audience says he's a B.
On 109 votes.
Yeah, 13% say C and 17% say A. I can't get to A. I'm sorry. I got a little bit higher expectations to get to an A. But he's a B. I don't want to move on from Greg Gard. It would be bad for the program if Greg Gard left.
He'd get poached.
True. Do you even want him
He'd go to a
there?
major.
Right. Like we want, like the way the way I envision Badger basketball is like Creighton, and I want McDermott / Greg Gard just coaching them forever, and we just kind of usually make the tournament, hopefully make a Sweet 16 once in a while. But I think in our minds as fans, if you want to be happy, what's the word? If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never made a pretty woman your wife, like. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. It's a song. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman. Anyways,
Pressure.
You want to set the expectations high, and you want a pretty coach, he's going to leave.
I think I know what he means.
There's a song, you can play it. Ryan can find it. It's very simple. It's a very popular oldies song. But the idea is, if you're setting the expectation high that the Badgers are going to be this Elite Eight Final Four team, this is going to be sad. You're just going to be bummed out because it ain't happening. If you want to say, hey,
tell that to my bracket.
We're just trying. Matt and I are trying to say, hey, the Badgers are mid. They're a mid-major or a mid-major.
They're mid in a major?
Creighton. Like, just say, like, let's just be Creighton.
Creighton's not a mid-major, all right? Can you just stop?
I'm going to keep
They're
on saying
not even close. They're not even close to a mid-major.
So
They're
what
in
are the
Big
levels?
East. The Big East is a power conference.
Can you chill out, my guy?
No, because you're wrong.
Matt,
you're wrong.
Ryan, we've done this whole thing how many times? Are you not listening? They're a mid-major.
Mid of the majors.
Yes,
because
they are a mid-major team.
The way
because
you're
they are
talking
mid
about-
in a major conference, and for me, Wisconsin basketball would be lucky to be Creighton. That is the truth.
How do you
kill
not
to be
say that
Creighton.
they're better than Creighton? They're not the same as Creighton. What they are currently is Creighton,
Right.
which is not bad.
That sucks.
That sucks.
We're in a major. We're in a big conference. We have all this money. We're Wisconsin basketball. We used to go to the Final Four. Now we're happy to be Creighton.
We went to the Final Four.
We're Badgers. Now we're Blue Jays. That's pathetic.
We went to the Final Four twice in 20 years with the best coach in
And
the
now there's
history
not.
of the program.
And now it feels impossible.
Because it might
Because
be
it's
for
a
almost.
Cinderella story. Elite Eight is Cinderella right now for Wisconsin.
That is for any
and you
program.
should lower your. That's my whole point on it right now. Lower your expectations. If you're a Badger fan, Sweet 16 should be your national championship. That is my take on Badger basketball, and I'm fine with that. And I'm not mad about Greg Gard. I'm not mad about it. But if you want to be happy as a Badger fan, lower your expectations. Sweet 16 should be your national championship, and I'm fine with that. That's what I've come to going forward. Is that as a Badger basketball fan, I expect nothing higher than a Sweet 16. Anything past the Sweet 16 for Badger basketball for the foreseeable future is a Cinderella run. You might as well call them FAU.
I don't entirely disagree with that whole take.
And I'm just trying to set fans up for success.
You're right.
I'm not mad about it. But
lower your expectations.
Yes, yes, trap them. Because Wisconsin ain't going to be anything more than Creighton going forward.
Ryan, do you have anything to say?
I think Creighton's a respectable program.
Great.
You can say Wisconsin's a respectable program.
Get used to rooting for them.
I don't think there's anything wrong with rooting for Creighton in college basketball. They're a well-respected.
I agree. Lower your expectations. I'm telling Badger fans of my age that used to feel like this team could never miss a tournament and never finish lower than the top 4 in the Big Ten and make a Sweet 16 more than once every blue moon or once every harvest moon or whatever the hell it is every 8 years now. And, make an Elite 8 run and get to a Final Four. Dick Bennett's been to more Final Fours than Mr. Greg Gard. He's been to more Sweet 16s than Greg Gard. Slow it down, Dick.
Yeah.
Now we got speeded up Greg.
Shoot it from deep, Greg.
Craig.
I'm out. Greg.
Whose name are you saying, Matt?
I just got excited with how angry you feel.
Who are you thinking about?
You're angry.
I got excited. We're talking about slowing down Dick and speeding up Greg, and I lost my mind.
Clearly.
Lost your bearings.
I'm a nut. I'm sad Ryan's so sad about this conversation.
I'm not sad. I just think the mid-major definition is completely off, and that's making me upset.
Nah.
The point of Wisconsin being Creighton, I don't think there's anything wrong with Wisconsin being Creighton in college basketball. Because Creighton is a program that will make a Sweet 16, an Elite 8
I feel like they've done it more than Wisconsin has in the last 8 years.
They very well might be, but I think Wisconsin Badgers basketball after the season is trending up towards Creighton right now. But they were below Creighton before.
And that's not a knock against
Creighton
Wisconsin.
was in the Big East championship. To say the Big East and the Big Ten aren't the same equivalent college basketball program is just wrong.
What I'm trying to get at here is that I'm sorry, Wisconsin should have more money and higher expectations than Creighton. And they don't anymore. And that's why I'm saying, for me, I've lowered my expectations. Sweet 16 is now the new national championship. If you make Sweet 16, it's all gravy because I've lowered my expectations.
I think that's a better way to approach March Madness with the Badgers.
Yeah.
Lucky Bob.
Which is sad.
It is. But again, I do blame a little bit of it on the portal. Not a little bit. I blame it all on the portal.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't disagree. I don't
think it's wrong. I like you said, Jim, I blame the NCAA for not having a process where they could have helped kids, helped them make this money. They basically were like, oh, we can't make a bunch of money off their likeness anymore. We're just going to wipe our hands clean with this and let them figure it out. And now it's just kind of a gong show.
Yeah, and again, I'm firmly in the Greg Gard should have a lifetime contract because under the constraints for Wisconsin, this is what we got, folks. And Greg Gard, a B, I'll take a B. It's like Brewers baseball. Hey, Crick's Mascatosh isn't out here to win titles. He's out there to have a good time, man.
Vibes.
We enjoyed our regular season, right?
Let's go.
We got to the Big Ten championship game 2 years in a row. We
like
lost.
The Packers. We get to the playoffs every year.
This is Wisconsin sports fandom right here.
Yeah.
We're just here. We're not here to win. We're here for a good time.
That's what it feels like. I mean, it's not.
It's a bit of a knock, but it's not.
It's a Midwest thing. We want to win respectively. We don't want to win the whole thing. That'd be greedy. We just want to win a respectable amount.
So does that mean that we're spoiled? Does that mean that we have a great fan base, like a great group of teams to be able to cheer for? Or does that mean that we have
got a bunch of mids
teams to cheer for?
Got a bunch of mid-majors. Looking to elevate your outdoor living space, the Bruce Company is Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. Exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles and colors, and made with durable materials that hold up to whatever Wisconsin weather brings. Many sets from deep seating to dining can be custom designed to your style. Find a time to swing by their furniture showroom in Middleton and let their trained staff help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Wisconsin's March journey ending Saturday, a 91-89 loss to BYU in the second round. 8 years now since Bucky's last appearance in the tournament's second weekend. While the season-ending loss gut-wrenching, Greg Gard reflecting on his team's run many saw as a long shot.
Watching them grow together from the time we got together in June to now may have been the most fun, enjoyable year in my career. We weren't even supposed to be in this tournament, and this group just bought in and committed to each other, and we're so much fun to be around every single day and so much fun to coach.
Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Professional volleyball is in full swing from here in Madison. Don't miss a second of the action. Cheer on Love Madison Volleyball as they make history with some of the best players in the world. Olympic medalists, NCAA All-Americans, and one of the most talented rookie classes ever. This is volleyball at its highest level. Experience the excitement yourself. Get your tickets today at lovb.com. Volleyball is the next major league.
Get your team together. Softball is back for 2025. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's Adult Summer Softball Leagues is now open. Men's, women's, and all-gender slow pitch and women's fast pitch leagues are forming now for the summer season. MSCR Softball Leagues offer fun for every level of player and welcome all participants. Spend your summer evenings with us on the diamond. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Song's a bop.
Bop is the perfect word to describe this song.
Yeah. How old is this song? You said, who was it by, Ryan?
This is by Jimmy Soul. I'll have to do some research to figure out when it came out.
50s, easy.
Yeah, this is very sock hop, more than bop, I would say.
I'm guessing this is satire.
I like it, though.
Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown with you. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio. Primetime Ollersheim playing the hits. As basically I've told you, Wisconsin, just lower your expectations. That's how this song is playing. Just lower your expectations.
And you won't be disappointed.
If you're expecting Final Four or anything like the Badgers, the team that made a national championship game, you're expecting multiple pros on a team, you're expecting that, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And I'm not in the fire Greg Gard camp. I am in the Greg Gard is a fine coach, and Wisconsin deserves a fine coach. And Greg Gard can coach at Wisconsin as long as McDermott coached at Creighton, and we're just going to be a mid.
As long as he currently coaches.
That's what I said. Coaches at Creighton. We could just be a major
conference
school. Yeah,
just
great.
We're just a mid-major.
It's just something for Badger football to aspire to.
Rubbish.
So there's that.
Hey, like we said last week, we are a women's sports school.
Yeah. We're not a football school. We're not a basketball school. We are a women's athletic school.
Borderline blue blood.
Yeah.
Women's
Congratulations.
sports school.
Again, we brought it up earlier. The women's hockey team won their 8th title with Mark Johnson. Kristen Sims, the game-tying goal in a shootout, or in a penalty shot, and then a game-winning goal in overtime to take home their 8th title. Obviously, Badger volleyball is impressive. And look, just take solace in that. You want titles, and you want to root for teams that are going to reach the highest expectations you have as a fan. Badger women's volleyball and Badgers women's hockey are it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Root for them, and you'll be very happy.
Yeah, if you want to, if you choose that, you know what, I'm not really dedicated to the team or the sport, but I just really I'm dedicated to having high expectations for things, then you could just jump on over to volleyball or hockey for the women.
Look, they win, and they're fun to watch, and the coaches are great, and the players are great. To me, just be happy with that. Because if you are sitting around waiting for championships for Badger basketball or Badger football, you are.
Don't hold your breath. You can wait, but don't hold your breath.
You're dead. Yeah. Ever? I mean, I don't. For the foreseeable future, I'm betting $0. Like, if you're doing futures or whatever, I'm betting all my money on Badger women's athletics.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't even bet on the Badgers making a good bowl game for the next
5 years. Yeah.
I was going to be nice and say 3, but sure, 5.
What happens next? The Badgers make a quote-unquote good bowl game, or Fickle gets fired?
Fickle gets fired.
Whoa.
No hesitation.
Yeah, dude.
Nothing.
Wow.
I don't want that, but I'm saying, like, look, if you're playing...
When you're the odds, no.
Yeah, if you're clearing
curious
out,
why
like,
you didn't think about it.
You start getting rid of assistants, and you talk about changing your scheme. Like, coaches have turned it around, and I still like Luke Fickell. But if I'm betting on it,
he's in a pickle right now.
Yeah,
the upcoming season too.
Yeah,
the schedule.
Yeah,
brutal. October.
Does he get a pass for this next season?
If he wins 7 games, he'll get a pass.
That's your like, at what point can you say no? You don't get a pass anymore, because guess what? That's your new conference.
Well,
you're playing Oregon.
Climb out of a
you're
hole
playing
right now.
They have also.
I agree
last
with
2
you.
years, they've had
wins.
like a top 5 difficult schedule in all of college football. So it is extraordinarily horrible and bad timing. So as long as they don't fall, if they win 7 games,
deal with it. Same reason the Badgers had to play 6 games in 10 days. Deal with it. That's what you're dealt with.
Yep.
Anyways, if he wins 7, he'll be fine, and then he'll get another year. He wins 8, they're going to give him a statue.
You think if he wins 4 or 5, he's gone?
Still a lot of money, but I feel
It's
like it's
a
on the
lot
table. It's
of
on
money
the
to
table.
walk
It's
on.
on the table then.
Yeah, I feel
Just-
like he's.
Look,
I
maybe
think
we'll
he's
be
got
surprised.
as much time as Jordan Love's got. He's got 2 years guaranteed at this point.
True. But like, for an example here, Badger basketball, we went into the season with low expectations, and if Greg Gard missed the tournament, we might be having a different conversation. That didn't happen because Greg Gard's a good coach, and he turned it around. Now, it's different for football but if Fickell wins 8 games, Badger football isn't good. If he wins 4 or 5, it might be one of those, like, if you want to go find a job, like, go ahead. and it could be one of those situations. I hopefully won't get there. 844-770-3776, signing limit poll question. How would you grade Greg Gard's tenure as the Badgers head coach? Right now, 69% of you, Giannis.
69. I like that number.
Say B. That's where I fall. 16% of you say C, and 15% of you say A. I think C and A are a bit extreme. I think B is the right answer. Jerry chimes in. They excel at being a mid-major team. 844-770-3776. We're going to hear from Jay Williams on the other side, but let me tell you about Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. There's nothing mid about Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. They are a blue blood. When you're talking about steak, you're talking about cocktails, you're talking about ambiance, you're talking about a great staff, great ownership. Everything at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse is top-notch. It is a blue blood. So go have a blue blood experience over at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center Update brought to you by Milwaukee Brewers Baseball on ESPN Madison. Don't miss opening day in the Bronx when the Brewers visit the Yankees to start the 2025 MLB season. Brewers-Yankees, Thursday afternoon on Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. And plenty of fans in Madison still upset after Saturday night's loss for the Badgers basketball team as they fell 91-89 to BYU in the round of 32. Badgers still have yet to make it back to the Sweet 16 since the 2017 season under Greg Gard. Now transferred John Tandre had a historic game against BYU, putting up 37 points, marking the most points by a Badger in NCAA tournament history. Yet the Badgers will still look to regroup as Tandre set to graduate along with a group of 6 total seniors for the Wisconsin Badgers basketball team. Head over to ESPN Madison on Twitter to vote in today's poll question, grading the tenure of Greg Gard as the Badgers head coach. Now, Wisconsin women's hockey showing up, though. They won 4-3 in overtime to win their 4th national championship in 6 years. It's also the 8th national championship under head coach Mark Johnson, who's the winningest coach in D1 women's hockey history.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
I think Wisconsin is a women's sports school.
Go win. I love that.
Yeah, go
Can
and
we
win.
promote the hell out of that? We can even give you credit for, well, not credit for the women's sports, but credit for at least the slogan that way.
Here comes Eden. Looking, fired, save made, rebound, scores! Sims wins the national championship in overtime.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Hour number 2 live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
Sorry, I thought my mic was off. I literally clicked the button on. And then
to clear your throat?
Yeah, because I was ready to say crush a Coors Light, but then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I got to clear my throat before I can say crush a Coors Light. I'm sorry, turning it off.
Well, turn it back on because we're presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
All right. Hot start to...
I apologize for everybody listening. I am so sorry.
Shout out to the Badgers women's hockey team. They win their 8th national championship. They've won 4 of the last 6 national titles. Blue blood is how we would describe Badger women's hockey. Kristen Sims, amazing. Kristen Sims, amazing move in the game-winning penalty shot there. Or game-tying penalty shot, and then the game-winning goal in overtime. And
absolutely broke the goalie's ankles. Like,
yes.
I would be embarrassed. Like, I would definitely get deked like that as well.
Yeah.
But, man, that's a tough look. Doesn't matter who you are. That's a tough look.
Yes, absolutely. And, look, she got the shot because Ohio State covered up the puck in the crease. It probably would have gone in. So she's had the opportunity to be a hero, and Mark Johnson, basically they gathered up before the penalty shot was taken, and he asked, who wants it? And she raised her hand. And actually, Ryan does say, I don't know if we have it fully ready here, but she did talk about on raising her hand for the game-time penalty shot, which to me is a movie moment. It is a moment, and I love Mark Johnson doing it. That is great coaching.
Mm-hmm. Basically like, who's a dog?
Yes.
She was like, I'm a dog.
All right.
Went out there and did it.
Dog. All right, let's hear it.
When Coach Mark Johnson goes on the bench and says, who wants it, you put your hand up. What was going through your mind when you said, I want it?
I mean, it kind of was everybody on the bench was like, Sims, you're taking it. And I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it. But I was so nervous. And, I just couldn't think while I was going. Just had to try to be confident with it. But it worked out, so...
And the video is playing on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can see myself, Matt Hamilton, and Molly Brown. And then more importantly, you can see the penalty shot game-tying goal from Sims to take it to overtime for the Badgers. Like 19 seconds at that point. And then in overtime, she gets a rebound goal and wins it for the Badgers again. 4 of the last 6 national titles have come from Badger women's hockey, 8 national championships. You heard it in the open. I'll say it again. Wisconsin is not a football school. It is not a basketball school. It is a women's athletic school. Between Badger women's hockey and Badger volleyball, that is what Wisconsin athletics is known for. As Molly Brown's continue. Are you okay? Are
I'm
you
sorry.
sick?
No, I'm not sick. There's just frogs in my throat. I'm a bottomless pit. I apologize. I shut my mic off.
You had the mic off that time, but
I'm just that loud,
Well,
I
I
guess.
had to address it because Matt was then kind of giggling. I didn't want him to think he was giggling about us talking about women's sports. So I wanted to address it there because that's not what he was doing. So I wanted to make sure that Matt was not going to get some secondhand hate there. 844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line list is more. Our Siding Unlimited poll question you can chime in on. How would you grade Greg Gard's tenure as Badgers head coach? And right now, 68% of you say a B. I also want to address, so Matt and I, we're having some fun. Not so much, a little wordplay, that the Badgers are a mid-major team. And the idea that they are a mid, to use the casual, cool guy saying there, major program. And
cool.
Look, Creighton, to me, is a program that should be lesser than Wisconsin, but it's not anymore with the NIL and all of that. This is not a great guard problem. This is a change in landscape for Wisconsin athletics and for college athletics in general. And I think that schools are often going to have to pick. Do we want to be a team that is hopefully consistently winning in football, or are we a team that's consistently winning in basketball? And Wisconsin... Look, Wisconsin's a football state. There's a lot of great basketball
Until
players.
you're good enough where your one program can float the other.
Well, that's
right?
the
like
hope.
You've got your Alabama, who seems to be consistently showing up in basketball.
Now, there could be a lot more donors down there that are able to fund both. And hopefully if donors see the money actually go to wins for football, then they'll be able to start investing in basketball. Like there's I'm not saying this is forever, but right now my suggestion to fans is just lower your expectations and view the Badgers as a team that you should be looking at of like, hey, if they make the Sweet 16, that's our national championship. And anything beyond that is a fool's errand. Like, just be happy with the Sweet 16. And right now you're still not happy all the way, but I think the new expectations for me for Badger basketball is like it is with the Brewers. Like, oh, we'll win enough games to be competitive throughout. Maybe we'll finish for Badgers, like probably not winning the conference too often, but like, the Brewers win the division once in a while. But, hey, hopefully they'll make the playoffs. We'll lose, but we had a good time, and we'll move on to football. And I think that's how you should look at Badger basketball if you want to be happy. But
it just hurts when you get like a ranking of 3 or a seeding of 3 going into this tournament. That means top 12. That means the people that seeded this tournament think you're a top 12 team in the country, and you flame out in 32. Like, regardless of how it goes down, like you can adjust your expectations. It's still a bummer. And when you feel like you don't reach expectations.
How many 3 seeds are still left in the tournament?
Iowa State got cooked yesterday by Ole Miss.
Bad.
I believe there's 2 3 seeds left. I'd have to look and see which ones.
Yeah, I got my bracket.
Yeah, I'm just curious about that.
Oh, Jim's got his bracket.
Yeah, my first place bracket.
He's crushing it right
I had
now.
nothing to do with, but okay. Hey, shout out to the CBS Sports Analytics team because they are doing well for me. The Badgers are out. Who's the other 3 seed here? I think maybe Texas Tech, they a 3 seed? I feel like they were.
Texas Tech is still alive, yeah.
Yeah, and they're a 3 seed. I think that's it, Texas Tech, because Michigan's a 5. Iowa State lost. Wisconsin lost.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to find the other 3
Kentucky,
seed.
I believe, is a 3 seed.
Oh, they're a 3 seed. They're still in
alive.
it. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, I'm just trying to draw comparisons in my head just to maybe feel better about Wisconsin.
By the way, Iowa State, half made up of guys from southeast Wisconsin,
Yeah.
playing in Milwaukee,
Mhm.
also got cooked. Don't know if it would have mattered if the Badgers were in Milwaukee.
They got cooked.
They did.
Yeah, that was not good.
And they're
against a
coached
team at Ole Miss that everyone thought was going to lose to whoever the playing game was. Like, honestly, if you did the analytics stuff, it's like, I don't care if it's North Carolina or San Diego State. They're losing. Ole Miss is losing to one of them. Is basically how all the bracketology stuff broke out.
Can I say, does that not show that this is somewhat of a fluky format? Like, teams lose, it's a one-off elimination. College basketball is a sport that would, in the pros, they play 7-game series for a reason.
Okay, but like we're pushing 8 years. Right?
True.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, again, I was hoping for him to do it. I'm a big believer, like go to the Bears. Now I don't have to hear this stupid, hey, the Bears haven't won this, and this because they blocked field goal. I don't care that the backup was in or any of those other things. The storyline is dead for a little bit. Greg Gard could have made the Sweet 16. John Tanjay could have thrown up a behind-the-back three-pointer, and it went in, and it wouldn't have mattered because they would have gotten the Sweet 16 monkey off their back.
Behind the back.
Yeah,
that would have been
something
wild.
ridiculous,
like a ridiculous sort of play.
Okay.
And it could have been the most insane Cinderella shot that ever fell in the history of the world. Obviously, that's not the one he took. It would have been to tie it. But like the Badgers could have won it by any means necessary, and the monkey would have been off of Greg Gard's back.
I guess my point is like if they had won, would all of our opinions today be different? Would we not? Obviously, we'd feel different because they'd still be alive in the tournament, and we'd still be watching Badgers basketball this coming weekend. But would we feel different about the Greg Gard era? Would be more people be saying that it's an A grade rather than the B on the citing and limited poll question?
Matt, I mean, this is all due respect. We'd be talking differently about Matt Hamilton if he didn't finish in 4th place his last time through, but he did.
Savage.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
Hey,
Matt,
that's a lot higher places than any of us ever finished.
On the flip
What am I gonna
side,
say?
Matt Hamilton won gold medal, and he's sitting here.
Yep.
So, like, you can't ever take that away, and Greg Gard's never won a gold medal. I don't know what the equivalent is. Final Four?
Sweet 16 at this point. As a mid-major team.
Okay.
Adjust your expectations.
Yeah, exactly. I'm adjusting expectations.
So that would be like making the. So what is Wisconsin Badgers basketball in the curling national or international landscape? What country are we?
Oh, man.
Be honest.
Norway?
Yeah.
And then explain it because nobody understands it.
Denmark?
Just name off every country. Australia?
Yeah,
Italy?
I see Denmark. They had a couple years ago in 16, so a year after we had our good run in 16, they got second at the World Championships, and they've been pretty irrelevant since.
We're the Danes.
Yeah, we're the Danes.
Let's hear.
Can you give us a Danish accent?
No.
You heard the Irish one last week.
Yeah, no, I don't even. No, I can't.
Let's hear from Jay Williams on Get Up this morning, a ESPN college basketball analyst, obviously a great college basketball player, played in the NBA a little bit. Let's hear Jay Williams because this is where this whole mid-major kind of trope came from, but I think he's onto something.
NIL is the death of mid-major Cinderella runs. And I think it still can happen, but I think it's going to be more of a rarity, Greeny.
Because?
Well, this can be more of a rarity due to the fact that I think now we're going to see a lot of players that are playing for the Colorado States, that are playing for the McNeeses, that are playing for the Drakes, that are going to get poached by mid-level Power 4, Power 5 conferences, right? And you're going to see teams in the middle of the pack of the Big 10, the middle of the pack of the Big 12, see these players and say, hey, we'll give you 4X, we'll give you 5X what you're earning at your mid-major conference. And when I talk to mid-major coaches, the consistent complaint I always hear from them is retention. We can't hold on to players because these Power 4 schools are just clipping them and taking them away from us. And that's why I think you're seeing chalk as much as you're seeing right now as we get to the Sweet 16. You're not seeing any mid-major left. You're going to see the big boys, and I think that's going to be the case moving forward.
Honestly, the way he talks about that, then I do feel like maybe Wisconsin's closer to Colorado State than they are to Duke.
Maybe.
Maybe they truly are mid-major because you hear Jay Williams talk. Yeah.
If it continues on this trajectory, it's going to be like that.
Colorado State came in as a 12 seed. The Badgers were a 3 seed.
But that's your conference, though. You get a little bump from that.
A little bump?
A big bump from that, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like 36 spots.
Right, but I'm saying that like we've seen enough of these old school Cinderellas. These FAU they win one game. They lost one game a couple years ago, and they were like a 5 seed or an 8 seed or something like that. Like mid majors are not historically they've definitely been undervalued. And Wisconsin is one of those bloated big conference schools that gets a little bit too much love because they know how to play within their conference. I'm saying worst case scenario here. But like, okay, Badgers know how to win in their conference, but they can't win tournament, which is more important. That's a whole other question. 844-770-3776. Carbos Talking text line lists more. You care about conference wins, you care about tournament wins.
So, okay, I know that we just talked about 3 seeds. How many are left in the tournament? How many quote-unquote Cinderella stories are left in the tournament now?
There are no...
Arkansas. They're a 10 seed. They're coached by John Calipari, but...
They're coached by John Calipari, and you talk about NIL and being from the best conference in college basketball this season, like, they are far above a mid-major program.
Is Michigan as a 5 seed? Because they were underseeded.
There are no teams, I believe, below an 11 seed still alive.
Yeah, Arkansas is the lowest seed, yep.
Arkansas is the lowest at a 10 seed then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're the lowest. Yep, 10 seed.
Yeah.
Interesting, okay.
There are no non-Power 4 programs in the field anymore.
Which goes to show exactly what he just said, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because BYU is what?
They're the Big 12.
Big 12 now, yeah. So they'd be probably, I mean, again, they had the seed for it. But
And now you understand the term chalky after our explanation.
I do. How crazy. Maybe this is like one of those things. Do you know when you don't know something and then all of a sudden you learn about it and it just pops up everywhere? Mm-hmm. That's how it feels. Because now I hear chalk, chalk, chalk all over.
'Tis the season of chalk. This is chalk season.
Yeah.
It's bracket time. We're
Give
going
me
to
a
bracket
blackboard.
still, right?
What's that?
We're still going to get a bracket.
For what?
I don't know. I'll think of something.
Did you advance in the ESPN Madison one or did you get beat? Who were you up against? The ESPN Madison one. Favorite sports stars of Wisconsin.
Oh, I got crushed by Ron Dane.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. We did do a bracket, and I got just smashed by Ron Dane. I'm a nut.
With bated breath to see how this thing shakes out. So
Yeah. Well, we'll be sure to address it later.
Who would win in the Jim, Matt, Molly, and Ryan bracket?
Ooh, I think me and you are making it to the finals. We're the Blue Bloods.
Ryan's
a mid-major.
A beloved parts of the show, or what?
Yeah. Like favorite character on the show.
So just
Jim, Matt, Molly, Ryan.
A Final Four of just Jim, Matt, Molly.
Yeah, let's go.
Is that our bracket? Is that our bracket challenge this year?
There's been a lot of consolidation in this field, huh? Just 4 options.
Who do I got to bribe to win? Like
Jesse Nelson.
How deep do we have to get? Like if we did a Sweet 16 of Badger basketball seasons, how many of them are great guard coach seasons?
Ooh.
Well, there's the Johnny Davis season that didn't end good.
But is that on there? I mean, again, Bull, you guys see how many Sweet 16s Bull Ryan went to?
How far do we go back?
I mean, at least Dick Bennett, right?
Yeah.
90s?
I was going to say, didn't like the Badgers win it in the 40s or something?
You know my stance on things.
Yeah, but I'm claiming that. Dude. Hey,
Of
the
course
banner's
you are.
still up, right?
Of course you are.
The banner's up,
If I
isn't
couldn't
it?
watch it in Technicolor, it didn't happen.
Oh, my gosh. Just because they're shooting into an actual peach basket doesn't mean that it wasn't basketball, Jim. Just because there wasn't a three-point line it doesn't mean it wasn't basketball.
Just because players in the 40s had to have 3 jobs to be able to afford to play in the NFL. It's the same sport. All right, tell us about Carbon World Health.
Get started on your health and beauty journey today at Carbon World Health's brand new state-of-the-art facility at the Prairie Lake Shopping Center. It'll feature all of Carbon's innovative services, including Botox, hydrofacials, M-Sculpt, IV therapies, and so much more. Stop in today to get started and tell them that Molly from Jim, Matt, and Molly sent you. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
We don't speak about her.
about rivals.
We are not rivals. Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
They did it again. For the 5th time, Siding Unlimited, the 30-year-old Wisconsin family-owned company, is the Pella Window and Door Company's Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year in the whole USA. Siding Unlimited is here in Madison with a dynamic outside-in showroom. See Siding Unlimited's window, door, roofing, deck, and other great outside stuff inside at 2018 South Stoughton Road, south of Buckeye. See Siding Unlimited's frequent Instagram posts or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Get ready, Madison. The Packers Tailgate Tour rolls back into town on Wednesday, April 9th. Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. Join us in supporting Dairyland Sports, a Madison-based nonprofit improving access to sports, fitness, and recreation for individuals with physical disabilities in Wisconsin. Learn more and support the cause at dairylandsports.org/Packers Tailgate. And stay tuned to ESPN Madison for your chance to win VIP tickets to the Packers Tailgate Tour. Sponsored by Visit Verona, Paul's Party, and ESPN Madison.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Football fans, Verizon is giving you the chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets to the first day of the 2025 draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnwisconsincontest.com.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Curly's Pub and Grill, Riley Tavern, The Bristled Boar, and Main Street Lanes.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton with you. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Primetime Oilers shine behind the glass, but Mr. Matt Hamilton is a huge college basketball fan, so we thought we'd have a little bit of fun. And before we play What Matt Missed, Matt, what line of Kugels are you not missing right now because you've been in the States hanging out?
Well, I mean, the Liney's original. It's just always good. It's a classic. You can't go wrong with Liney's original. It's because it's got that German-inspired tradition or brewing tradition combined with that Wisconsin tradition that only a beer born and bred here in Wisconsin could be. The Leinenkugels original is one of my favorites, but don't sell Leinenkugels short. They got the Juicy Peach, the Summer Shandy, the Grapefruit Shandy. There's the Lakeside Cherry, and a whole lot more. Go check out Leinenkugels wherever you get delicious beer. And remember, you got to be 21 years or older to enjoy.
All right, let's play What Matt Missed.
Context is important.
Oh, man.
Except when you're an Olympic gold medalist.
Honestly, I have no idea who it is. Here we go, yo. Obviously, he's talking about, maybe...
It's time for What Matt Missed on Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Leinenkugels. Flavor the moment.
Yes, Matt Hamilton, as we learned last week, you are the biggest college basketball fan in the city of Madison
Vibes,
for this
baby.
one last week. Vibes.
No, it's over. That was it.
So, yeah, that's what I meant. This past week. Now it's over?
The 4 days.
4 days. You were just headlong. So you're going to know all the cuts I'm about to play. You know the context of every What Matt Missed clip that I'm going to put out here today.
I need to get into the same state of mind. I probably need a line of Kugels for that.
Okay.
If I'm going to get in that same state of mind.
Well,
but I will do my best.
I was going to say that would be illegal for you to do during the show. So why don't we hold off until
Is
after?
it illegal?
It would be illegal, yes.
I'm going to look that up while you guys do this.
Okay, fair enough.
It's against company policy.
Okay, we'll get into it later.
Highly illegal.
Highly illegal. All right. Well, Matt Hamilton, all these cuts, I'll give you a little bit of a clue. These are going to be upset or near upset related audio cuts related to the NCAA tournament this past weekend. All right. So, first off, why don't we see if you get this one? These are all going to be clips from coaches, by the way. Just going to put that out there to start.
I will not know the name of the coach. Can I just shoot for the team?
I would never expect you to. I'll be honest.
I would never expect
honestly,
you to.
especially after Minute to Win It last week, I'm not expecting you to know the names of these coaches. When you couldn't name the 15 and 16 seeds who had pulled off massive upsets in the last 8 years.
Lehigh.
Lehigh. All right. Anyways.
Hi, Lee. Bruce. Right?
Oh, wow.
High Point?
Wow. Okay. All right, Matt. Let's see if you get this one first. One of the biggest near upsets of the weekend.
I haven't seen the video yet. It's going to be hard for me to watch. I'm sure I will at some point. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. But it doesn't matter. They didn't call one. So, whether it was or wasn't, they didn't call one, and they never go back and change the call. But again, he made a really difficult shot, guys. I mean, he made a really, really difficult shot. They just made one more play than we did.
Matt Hamilton, you were raising your hand there midway through that clip. It seems like you're confident.
Yes. The end of it made me less confident. That was whoever lost to Maryland's coach.
Whoever lost to Maryland's coach.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta hear the name of a school, Matt Hamilton.
Man, we just talked about this.
Multiple times.
He's not a coach at Minnesota.
Colorado State.
There you go.
Colorado State. There you go. And the name of the head coach?
No clue.
Come to learn it. As Jim said, he is now the head coach at Minnesota, Niko Medved.
Niko Medved.
Niko Medved.
I will lock that away for as long as possible. Ask me at the end of the segment if I remember.
In 51 weeks, you'll remember that one, right? When you're back into college basketball?
I might not remember that in 51 seconds, but here we go.
Very good point. I don't blame you. Jim, you got anything about Niko Medved?
He's a Minnesota alum.
Oh.
That, yeah.
Okay, well, makes me like him even less. All right, well, let's see if you can get this next one, Matt Hamilton. As I said, a lot of near upsets over the weekend, and there's one head coach who was clearly pretty upset about how the game went.
I thought we played with tremendous honor. I thought we played with the heart of a championship program and a program that's gone back to back. And for a team to end, what we really wanted to do, they were going to have to put us down. And obviously a worthy opponent like that, there's honor in the way we went out.
Matt Hamilton, who was that?
God, that was so extra.
Couldn't quite overcome their feelings after a loss this past Sunday.
Man, I feel like they gave me a clue. Was that UConn?
That is UConn, correct.
Man.
After going back to back, you got the clue.
Yeah, okay, good. Very good.
Who's that coach at UConn? You this one you really should know.
Dan,
the landscaper?
Don't look at your notes, cheater.
It's like Hurley or something.
There you go. You got it.
Really?
Wow. You were just lucking your way into so many of these today. He goes, oh, that's right. It's Colorado State. Oh, Dan McCaffrey. No, Dan Hurley.
Hey, that's a 2 for 2.
I think you said Dan Curley, and I was like, bruh.
That would have been a good answer.
That would have been a good
Good
answer.
name.
All right, well, Matt Hamilton, I'll get another one here for you. Another bombastic East Coast coach whose team was upset this past weekend.
Was there one play with RJ that made you sit him the last 5 minutes?
You know he was 3 for 17. You know he was 0 for 3. So you're answering your own. I'm not going to knock one of my players.
Matt, he's not going to knock one of his own players. Who was that?
Oh, man. I have no idea who that is. Do you?
Really?
I do know.
Yeah.
I watched the game.
I'll give you a hint. He is a historic coach, Hall of Fame coach.
He has a son that's also in the tournament coaching.
You know he was 3 for 17. You know he was 0 for 3. So you're answering your own. I'm not going to knock one of my players.
I'm not going to knock one of my players.
He definitely knocked one of his players.
Sure.
He gave his stat line.
That was bizarre, though.
I don't know.
No clue about St. John's head coach of the Big East, the Johnnies.
He used to coach at Louisville.
Coached Louisville.
Cheated.
Coached
Providence.
Coached the Boston Celtics.
I believe there was a shoe. Was it a Adidas shoe scandal or something?
Danny's bathroom.
Whoa.
Tiger Woods? I'm just kidding.
I thought Tiger,
I don't know.
maybe it was a Burger King. I thought it's some sort of restaurant.
His restaurant of the night, I believe, is what it was at Louisville. That's Rich Pitino. Rick Pitino.
Rick
excuse me.
Pitino.
Rick Pitino. Got you.
Should I go eat at that restaurant when
I
I'm in
do
Louisville?
recognize the name.
Not with no.
Next week.
I hear they have great eggs, great smutting eggs there too. That was Rick Pitino. That was Rick Pitino of St. John's, who sat his All-American
That was wild.
point guard, shooting forward, small forward, towards the end of the game.
He wasn't playing well.
He wasn't playing well. He shot 3 of 17, and it seemed like coming into the game something was going on. But
also, the
Pitino was
announcers
not-
could not stop saying, "Why isn't he in?"
Yes.
He should be in. If I'm going to trust anybody with the ball in their hands to win it, it's going to be him.
He was the Big East Player of the Year.
it was bizarre.
It would be like if the Badgers sat John Tondre at the end of the game.
It didn't make sense. That was,
Though they
that was
had-
wild.
How many points did this kid have at that point? Obviously 3 for 17, I'm assuming, but he probably got to the line a couple times.
I believe he didn't even do that well. I think he had
No.
less. He had single-digit points. by that
Nothing
point in the
memorable
game. No,
whatsoever.
he had a very bad game.
But you know,
Yeah.
you could maybe just coach him.
It would also
I mean,
help if St. John's could
hold on.
score a basket.
Right, but I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah.
if you're Patino, be like, hey, man, we still need you. Hey, it's not been going well.
Right. I mean, you can put him on the bench, give him a breather,
Yeah.
give him time to cool down, have
Yeah.
a talk to him, but
You're answering your own.
that's
I'm
a
not
guy
gonna
you
knock one of my
definitely
players.
want in the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Hey,
especially
but
when you're.
I'm not a college basketball guru. I just really like 4 days of college basketball, so I don't know.
Speaking of the Patinos,
I would put your best player in the game.
Yeah, speaking of the Patinos, did you see what Tom Izzo was like? This family's making my life hell because he goes up against the Sun next.
No, he played them last night.
Oh, we played him?
Yeah, New Mexico.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
the
yeah,
team
yeah,
that
yeah,
beat
yeah.
Marquette.
Okay, so this was the other day when
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it until yesterday. Sorry.
That was when they played.
But it was so good. It was like, I don't know.
Did Izzo and Patino play a lot back in the day? Maybe in the tournament they met up a few times.
I guess that's probably.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I couldn't. Big East, like ACC, it did make.
Well, when
sense.
you're like
Big Ten
Izzo
ACC
and Michigan
challenge?
State,
I
you're
guess.
probably just looking past Big Ten stuff and just focusing on the tournament.
Must be nice.
Championship level.
Michigan State, are they a blue blood? They were at one point.
Yeah.
They're the blue blood of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
As long as Izzo is still coaching there, they get to hold that.
Yeah, they can be the blue blood of the Big
Is UConn
Big
a blue
Ten.
blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have a long.
so.
With Jim Calhoun, they won a ton too.
Do they carry themselves like blue bloods on and off the court?
Not all the time.
Well, I mean,
Not all the time. Hey, that's a pretty good interview after he was pretty kind in that interview after the way he was talking coming out of the tunnel. Whatever his name was.
That's,
the guy
that's a gross
Can I do that
noise.
again? I'm going to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's?
Sounds like me coughing in the break.
Yeah.
Well, not in the break, in the
Yeah,
show.
Coming back from break.
Blue blood.
I'm a bottomless pit. I am disgusted. That was not me making that noise. I just want to clarify. I do not sniffle like that.
Blue Bloods are winners. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. What are you waiting for? Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. We're going to throw some stones next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Who just who was that?
That was Molly.
Okay.
Molly's a
Molly.
snorter, and she makes weird noises when she laughs.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Champions aren't made overnight, and neither was Pizza Hut's Stuffed Crust Pizza. They're the OG, the GOAT, the one and only. Others may try to copy, but they're not like Pizza Hut. For a limited time, score big with a large 3-topping stuffed crust pizza for just $11.99. It's perfect for watching big games on the go. Hurry, you won't want to miss this championship deal before it's gone. Head to one of their locations or order online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like Curly's Pub and Grill, Riley Tavern, The Bristled Boar, and Main Street Lanes.
Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis Live is back. March 29th at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Join Thanasis Adetokounmpo for a live show that's sure to entertain like none other. Last year it was a surprise appearance from ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. You never know what Thanasis has planned for 2025. Get your tickets to Thanalysis Live right now. Visit ESPN Madison on Twitter for event and ticket info. It's Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis Live, presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and Carbliss. Also supported by the Prisoner Wine Company and McDonald's.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is, I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Man, I got this swag. My head to my bag. You know I'm pocket tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag. My head to my bag.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
Really? Oh, gross. Jim, why'd you do that? Right into the mic?
yeah.
I'm
So-
a bottomless pit.
Anyway.
All right.
You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. I looked this up here. There is no legal prohibition against drinking on camera in radio or TV.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, I'm going to go get the beers that I
It
stashed.
says here,
in
the
my-
FCC doesn't have rules or policies regarding alcohol advertising, but also it says right here, there is a gentleman's basically like, you don't want to do it to like discourage it, but like there's not a, like, it's like a gentleman like, hey, don't do it. It's not against the law.
Okay.
So.
I'm cool with that.
It's against, and it's also against company policy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
where I
why
was going with it.
I'm not. If it was just like, oh, it's a gentleman's rule, I was like, well, I'm gonna have a gentleman's Coors Light right now.
Well, Matt Hamilton's not a gentleman.
I'm a nut. Exactly.
All right, so let's throw some stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
Yes, and I have a stone today, and I think you're all going to agree with me. But let's first hear, this video here is from Charlotte Sports Live.
I hope they don't do that to you, man.
That's the video that's gone viral online of UConn head coach Dan Hurley voicing his displeasure with the referees and the Huskies' loss to the #1 ranked Florida Gators. Charlotte Sports Live's own Joey Ellis took that video and then was confronted by UConn Director of Communications Bobby Mullen. Mullen asked for that video that had gone viral to be removed. He then threatened Joey, saying he would, quote, ruin his life if he didn't. This was heard by multiple other reporters and staff on hand. Our management asked Mullen for a statement on the incident, and here's what he said. The lasting image of Coach Hurley leaving the court should have been his walking off the court arm in arm with the seniors, overwhelmed with emotion. Instead, a reporter who was in an area he should not have been recorded on his cell phone a private comment made to members of another coaching staff, end quote. Charlotte Sports Live and Queen City News stand by Joey Ellis's reporting.
As they should. Bobby Mullen? Bobby Hurley's lasting image should have been walking out arm in arm with his players and seniors. Yeah, it should have been, but he wasn't. Instead, he was a big crybaby just talking trash to everyone. And I'm sorry, Bobby Mullen, could not be more disingenuous. You live in an era that could have been snagged by a fan, that could have been snagged by anyone there. Because it was snagged by a reporter, you're trying to flex your muscle, and you're just coming across as weak. And it's pathetic. And anytime a school or a team tries to flex any sort of the access of privilege to try to negate a story, it makes it worse for them, and it's always pathetic. You just let it go. You have PR teams to deal with it. Put on your big boy pants. Your coach acted like a jerk. You then doubled down on it, and the reporter didn't do anything wrong, and you did this all in front of witnesses, too. So, one, be better. Two, also, take it down.
If you're going to be a jerk, be better at that.
Right.
Like
also,
in front of witnesses?
Take it down.
Come on.
What? It's not off the internet. The internet's forever. Take it down. Too late, guy. Like, do you know how the internet works? Remove it from the internet.
Yeah, that was going to be there. It's gonna live forever now.
So also, he's stupid.
Has Dan Hurley come out and said anything after this, or is this the latest that we've heard from him, other than the thing?
So honorable.
Yeah, really, there was just his post-game press conference where he spoke about the team and the players, but I don't know if he was asked specifically about screaming towards Baylor, saying hopefully they don't get by the refs as well. No, it was really just Dan.
It's so ridiculous.
Was it Baylor? Or
Baylor.
Oh, okay.
He was saying it to the Baylor.
No, I know. I just thought I heard Bama, but you're not the same.
He was saying
group,
Baylor,
so
Baylor Duke was the next game walking onto the court.
Also, Bobby Mullen made it worse. Like, it would have just gone away. It wasn't some giant travesty. It was a coach who's a bit of a whine baby.
Wait, how could Baylor Duke have been the next game?
Because it was the next game.
What do you mean, how could it be the next game?
There can't be 2 1 seeds in the same region right now.
Well, it was UConn.
Right?
Oh, it was UConn, Florida.
Right.
Because
Florida's the 1 seed.
The host sites aren't necessarily the same region sometimes. They can be different regions playing at the same host
No,
site.
but like 2 1 seeds can't play in the same spot.
Baylor
can they?
Duke was the next game. I'm just.
I don't.
He laid the hammer down on you.
I was under the impression that the bracket played all in one location. The 4.
No.
That would make sense, though.
It would make sense.
If it was like the Milwaukee region, Denver region.
Is that not it?
I guess I'm deferring right
I mean,
now.
no.
I literally don't know.
Right, again, I believe you. It just. You basically just. My entire knowledge of NBA. Excuse me. NCAA basketball.
Wait,
has
you're
just
1
been
week?
Shook.
To be honest, I would have thought the same thing. So I'm not.
I thought they were broke up into regions, and like you play all these first round games
Because
at
it's
this
east,
region.
like it is East, Midwest.
Yeah.
It would
West,
make
and
sense.
South, yes.
You're not wrong in thinking that.
Well,
What
either way,
bracket were the
it
Badgers
totally
in?
doesn't matter for what it was.
The
we were
Badgers
doing.
are in the East.
And they were playing in Denver.
Sure.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, so let me turn this question around. If this was Greg Gard that you saw walking off the court, how would you feel about your head coach?
I'd honestly be. I mean, in this specific case, I would wonder like, what's wrong? Like he must have because that'd be so out of character. So I think that would be. It would be a different reaction.
It'd be a lot more believable too. Like, oh, maybe they did get bleeped by the refs.
Yeah, I guess so. But I honestly, I would just be so blown away because it just seems so out of character for Greg Gard.
Yeah, I didn't watch this game, so I don't know how bad the refs were and if it really did.
I feel like every game, you could always sell yourself
always point
on
to something. So it would be out of character. If it was Greg Gard and the refs were atrocious and he did it, would I be a little more on his defense? Maybe. But it's not, and this guy sounded like a baby.
Before we get to break, and before I tell you about Chalmers Jewelers, Matt, you had some exciting hockey news because you're also Mr. Hockey.
Oh, yeah. The Nashville.
You reminded him. He's Mr. Hockey.
Yeah, thank you. Nashville Predators re-upped the contract with the Milwaukee Admirals. So we're through the 28-29 season. They're continuing to be like a farm team, essentially, for the Preds. So good for the Admirals, and that's awesome. I'm going to wear my Admirals jersey tomorrow.
There you go. Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and Middleton. Madison's custom jeweler, Madison's family-owned jeweler. Madison's place, whether you need jewelry repair, you need earrings, you need engagement rings, wedding bands, a watch for yourself. There's really no answers. There's really no wrong answers at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and in Madison. Madison's custom and Madison's family jeweler. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, this is Matt's Chicago Doppelganger. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Look, we all know that as we age, our bodies change. But Carbon World Health can help. They have a process of testosterone replacement therapy that includes a diagnostic exam and blood tests to assess your hormone levels to make sure that they are optimal for you, not optimal for your age. Carbon World Health can help you increase your energy, focus, and overall health with their approach to hormone therapy. It's all about quality of life for you. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
When you do the right thing, more often in the draft, you end up with more good football players. And next thing you know, you have another guy that you feel awesome about, even though you didn't feel pressured to do it.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by Hallman Lindsay Paints, Coors Light, Made to Chill, and American Family Insurance.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Gruber Law Offices Thanalysis Live is back. March 29th at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Join Thanasis Antetokounmpo for a live show that is going to entertain fans like none other. Last year, Thanasis surprised the MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, with a surprise appearance from ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, so you never know what Thanasis has planned for 2025. Visit ESPN Madison on Twitter for event info and ticket info. Excitement and entertainment you can't get anywhere else.
I was just doing a Molly Brown.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was. And we're presented by Coors Light.
That startled me.
I honestly didn't know what was happening.
I thought you were going to finish. Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton with you in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. Earlier in the show, Molly Brown coughed during one of my opens, and so it just.
But not just coughed. She turned her mic on to cough into the mic.
Coughed directly into her throat.
It was like it was so intentional. It didn't seem intentional.
It's like the song "Let Me Clear My Throat," and he goes, "Let me clear my throat." Like he does
That's
it
for
in the
real
microphone.
Song.
Yeah. Now let me clear my throat.
I'm sure I've heard
You
it.
definitely have heard that song.
Yes.
That feels like I'm actually shocked it's not like one of your favorites.
It was in Bring It On. Have you seen Bring It On?
Probably once.
Oh my God.
It's a cheerleading one,
I've
right?
never seen Bring It On in my life.
I have seen all the
That's
Bring
not
It
how I know
Ons
that
about
song.
50 times. More than 50
There's
times.
more than one?
Yeah, there's a bunch. They get bad. Once like Ashanti joins, it's like, oh, God.
Get bad. They started bad.
No, so good. Gabrielle Union, oh my gosh. You've heard this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We got to hear it now.
He hasn't heard it.
No, I've heard it. You guys just didn't do it justice.
No, we did. We literally sang it.
You want us to beatbox it? That's what's going forward?
Yeah!
Speaking of, since we're wrapping up on time here, you can chime in on our side unlimited poll question, 844-770-3776. Our side unlimited poll question was basically, that's the Cardinals Talk text line, list is more. Our side unlimited poll question was asking you to give Greg Gard a grade for his entire tenure as Badgers coach, and we did not allow you to vote anything below a C. Because honestly, it's ridiculous if you were. 67% of you say B, and I think that's where I land as well. But I will circle back. So, what was the Bring It On? Was that the movie you were talking about?
Yep.
I saw a really terrible movie, but it made me think of this is maybe like what the Fast and the Furious movies are like, because it was so bad, but I was like, all right, I'm kind of enjoying it. I guess it's like a Nickelback of a movie. Meg 2.
Okay, I've seen the first Meg.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the second one.
They're bad though, but they're good bad.
Yeah. The end, like the Meg 2 was actually like solid, and then like just went completely off the rail. It might as well Sharknado at the end. Like,
Yeah.
it went from like, okay.
Can you explain what Meg 2 is about, though?
It's it's the same as Meg
shark?
1. Megalodon.
Not just a shark.
Oh yeah, the Megalodon.
Like
all of them.
200-foot shark.
Yeah, 200-foot shark.
The
There's
largest prehistoric shark.
But there's like 3 or 4 of them that get out from this there's some sort of subterranean floor that they weren't able to get out from before, so he gets out. And then there's like a giant squid or octopus in it as well.
It's just cheesy, but
So at what point
good.
does this movie go off the rails? Does it not start
Well,
off the
initially-
rails?
No, it started
Like a
like
Jaws almost
semi-realistic,
with-
but
yeah.
then by the end of it, when it's like gulping down tourists and stuff, I'm like, okay.
And he's driving around on a jet ski killing these giant megalodons.
Yeah.
Wait, this is Jason Statham, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's Jason Statham. Well, now I believe it.
Yeah. So it went from like a little bit suspenseful. They're underwater. Like the bigger issue I have, and this is, I think, movies across the board. They're cranking out these movies, but the issue I had was the special effects in it. It was like watching a video game. Like it didn't feel. I mean, I know obviously a megalodon is not anything that's around now, but a little bit like less is.
Only how much percentage of the ocean is actually discovered?
But in this case, in some of these movies, I think like less is more if you don't have the special effects budget. Like Jaws, like you didn't see the shark a ton. Like this thing was basically when they cut to the megalodon underwater and everything, it was like when you play a video game. It's like, the sequences in between.
Yeah.
Like the graphics were like, all right, they're fine, but like this is just I feel like I have to like get my controller out and then beat this megalodon myself.
Would you like to know the estimated production cost of Meg 2, The Trench?
A lot.
The Trench.
Jim, that was a laugh I've never heard from you before.
That was a real laugh. That's
that
why.
really was.
All right, what do we got?
The football team went down.
That's a $130 million estimated budget for the Meg 2.
That seems low.
The first movie had a budget of around 130 to 178 million.
That's a giant gap.
It's a big. That's a wide
Trench.
estimate.
Is $130 million a lot
No.
for a budget these days?
I don't think so.
For like a big budget movie, that's not.
I feel like
that's
that was
nothing.
Titanic budget though. That was a long time ago.
No way.
Titanic, I don't think cost that much.
That's a long
That was
time.
in 1997. That movie came out.
Yeah, that movie was also made expected
Final
to be
answer?
like the greatest movie.
Because it came out the year I was born. I'm pretty sure.
But there's such a like the
Google it.
Avatar movies like. That's a completely made up land, and that felt more real than.
I'll look up the production cost for Avatar too.
No way.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You felt like Avatar is more real than the idea that there might be
No,
a
not
giant
the
shark.
They're blue.
Not the idea, but the actual special effects. That world seemed more real.
I think it won a lot of awards. I don't think that the Meg the Trench is winning.
Avatar 2 estimated production cost $460 million.
It showed. It showed.
It better have.
Best bad movie award should go to the Meg.
But so wait, my question was: have you guys seen the Fast and the Furious movies?
I mean,
I've never watched any of them. Maybe I watched
Family
the first
over
one.
everything.
But
yeah,
it had a similar vibe where it's like, are they going to keep on making these and each one's going to get worse?
Oh, but I still love how bad they are. Like,
Again, I haven't seen a
oh my
Fast and
gosh,
Furious in forever.
if they keep making them, I'll keep watching them.
well, The Rock is in them now.
Oh yeah, they're all in them now. Jason Statham.
Is he in it too?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
sure is.
Did he replace Vin Diesel or is he
No,
still
he's
in it?
doing it
Is
too.
Sylvester Stallone in it yet?
Star-studded. It's
This has been
amazing.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See ya.
You know it's a slam dunk. Pizza Hut's large